Bom dia, gente. This is Frederick from Portugal. A Portuguese household is not so different maybe from other households, but yes, after almost 21 years living with a Portuguese, there are things different in a Portuguese household. It's not a dog. Dogs are usually not kept inside of the house. A lot of people keep them outside. But they treat them well. But nevertheless, there are typical things you will only find in a Portuguese household. Before I start, this is just a selection. If you think there are other typical things you find in a Portuguese household, please share them with us, leave them in the comments, and I'm happy to make another video also with them in the future. To make this a little bit more interesting, I will show you some items that you will definitely find, and I will give you 3 options. And then of course give you the solution, what it is and what you can do with it. So let's start with item number 1. There it is. So what do you think this is? Is it a Portuguese hard cheese that you put on your noodles? You grind it and then you can use it for cooking. Is it a soap that you use to pre-treat your clothes? Or is this a very typical and known brick tile from Braga? So what do you think it is? It is the second one. Oops, it is soap. It's something you will find very often in Portugal. I've never seen it in Germany. You pre-treat it. It's used very commonly to treat clothes before you actually put it into the laundering machine. Some people also pre-treat their clothes in these big basins, big sinks outside. If it's really, for example, carpet and so on. So that's, I think, my first item that you find in a typical Portuguese household. Item number 2, it's a quite simple one. It's not a Portuguese lightsaber cable run, so I can tell you already. So what do you think this is? I'm cheating a little bit. There's a piece missing just to make it a little bit more complicated. So what do you think? Is this an item to make soup or to grind the soup? Is it a way to make light? You screw in here a light bulb and then you can really use it to make a surround lighting. They always have a blackout, or there's blackout season sometimes. Or is this an item to screw holes that people use to do craftsman's work? What do you think? Well, it's quite easy. It's probably, you can tell already, it's not a dildo. By the way, it's varinha mágica. It's to make soup. Portuguese eat a lot of soup. It's something very typical. If you go to a restaurant, it's very common in Portugal to grind the soup first. You will not have soup just with water and some boiled stuff. Maybe a full potato or full cabbage, something like this. It's always grinded. So this is something that you will definitely find in every household in Portugal. Item number 3. There it is. So what do you think this is? It's not something to make music. Obviously it has to do with food. So what do you think? This is a traditional way to store fruits. You put them on top here, for example, a melon. Is this a way to cut broa, the traditional bread, so you can slice it in the exactly traditional slice size? Or is this a way to fry a sausage, a traditional sausage in Portugal? It's number 3. It's an assador de chorizo. It's a way to fry a sausage, a special sausage. So what you do is you put the sausage on top, put alcohol or something that burns, and you lighten it up, and then you fry a sausage on the table, not outside. There are some bars that still serve this. I've eaten it only once. Eating an entire chorizo, it's a little bit heavy, so maybe you want to share it with something. Also a nice souvenir, probably something all the Portuguese have at home and never use it, but it's something very typical that you will find in a Portuguese household. So item number 4, whoops, that is, that you will for sure find in most places or all the places in Portugal, for sure in different variations. I'm not supposed to show any brands here. So what do you think this is? And it's kind of difficult. You think it's a detergent, you think it's a deodorant, or number 3, an aphrodisiac. From my point of view, in Portugal, this serves as all of the above. It's a detergent, usually chlorine based. For example, like a brand like Leshivia, which is the most common brand. I don't know why they like it. You come into a room that is recently cleaned with the chlorine or Leshivia, and the people go like, "Ay, kabong, it smells so good," and "Oh my god," and you go like, "Oh my god, I will have lung cancer." I don't know. People get excited when they smell it. I don't know why. It's very typical for me. Will be a mystery until my death. Why Portugal like it. So that's a typical item you will find, a chlorine-based detergent with maybe multiple purposes, but in this case it's just a detergent that you will find in Portugal household. Number 5, there we are. There it is. What do you think this is? Obviously it's a pot. Is this a typical Portuguese nail steamer? And yes, Portuguese eat snail. I even like it a lot with a beer, and it's more a southern thing, but still you can buy them everywhere. So you think it's a snail steamer, a typical? Is it the typical pot or thing to make the famous pound de la for Christmas, or is this a pot to make pudding in Portugal? It's quite simple. Pound de la, I think this would be very small. Snails, I don't know, you probably could make them there, but not in this one. This is a typical Banho Maria pudding pot. So they make pudding here. It's usually also put then in a bigger pot to keep it warm. So it's also a typical expression to put something in the Banho Maria to keep it warm or to keep it as it is. But this is something you will definitely find also in a Portuguese household. There's no way they've never done pudding. So the Banho Maria pudding maker in Portugal that you will find in each Portuguese household. So next item, and I can already tell you it's something for grilling. So what do you think this is? Is this a typical how do you call it, appliances or grelhador, a grill for sardinhas, for meat, the very famous Portuguese picanha, or for vegetables? What do you think this is? Well, first of all, number B, picanha, even if you eat it in Portugal, it's not Portuguese, it's from Brazil. It's a typical way to grill sardines. They usually come even with thicker ones, a little bit more wider. Why they use it? Sardines are quite fragile. Let's say it like this. If you put them on the grill, if you have to turn them, they sometimes fall apart. So this way you put them inside. You can open it also here like this. You put them inside. You close it, and then you can grill them easily without destroying the fish. And when it's done, you just take it out and then serve it. So you just have to take it one times from the grill. It's used to grill sardines, a very typical thing, and for sure something you will find in a typical Portuguese household. So next item, what do you think this is? Oh, again, a nice bird. Is it A, something to feed cats? Very traditional. So you can put the water here and the traditional food here, even with a little bird to make them even more hungry. Is it something for olives? So you put the olives here and then the stones here. Or is this a very traditional Alentejo soup bowl? So you put the traditional soup here that is served with a stone, and then you can put the stone here in the left compartment here to bring you good luck. What do you think it is? It's quite easy. It's for olives. You definitely have seen it probably also when you went to Spain and other Southern European countries. So you put the olives here, can even decorate them quite well, and then you put the stones here. Maybe not something they will always use, but for sure something you will find in a typical Portuguese household. Okay, next item. What do you think this is? Well, obviously it's a spoon, but what do you think it's a purpose? If you see it in a Portuguese household, is it something to actually put another spoon on top when you're cooking, so you don't have to make the kitchen, or you don't make the kitchen so dirty? Is it the very traditional spoon to give the first really the food to a child after breastfeeding? Or is it a very typical soup spoon that you find in Portuguese restaurants and also household to eat very traditionally the Portuguese soup? I think it would be, I don't know, Julia Roberts maybe size, but for sure you cannot really eat it. It's something more as a decoration. You put it in the kitchens, and when you cook, you can actually rest your gear on top. So this is something also quite typical. You can still find it in the Portuguese household. Also a nice souvenir. It's quite handy, also quite practical. So if you have a chance to bring it home, do it. And something you will definitely find also in a Portuguese household. So the next item, this will be a very difficult one. Let's see, I cannot show the brand. So, what do you think? Is this a typical Portuguese wine bottle, a red wine bottle? Is this a bottle for port wine? Or is this a bottle for olive oil? It is olive oil, of course. I think it's a no-brainer, at least if you have ever been in Portugal. Olive oil is really the basis for all Portuguese dishes. They even put it on fish, the codfish, the bacalhau. In the beginning I was surprised. In Germany we eat fish always with sauce, or pure as it is, and not with olive oil. I found it quite strange. Now for me it's also the other way around. This will be for sure something you will find in each household. Of course, red wine and port wine also in most of the cases, but olive oil for sure. Even if the world is in debris and going down and whatever alien attack, Portugal will have a bottle of olive oil in their kitchen in case they will eat again. So that's it from my side. I hope you liked the video. If you think I forgot something that is a very typical thing in Portugal, you will always find a Portuguese household. Please leave it in the comments. If you like the video, give us a thumb up and follow us. And don't forget, stop surviving, start living. See you in Portugal.